My name is Eleazar of Honeyclaw, and I am a cleric of Lunithio. When I'm not thinking, I'm doing, and when I'm doing, I'm helping. And what I like to do is help those younger than me.
Two halves of a crescent make a whole moon.
C'est la vie.
I don't know what that means.
Such is life.
Ah.
He's an ass man.
Sometimes people are monsters.
I wanted this character to be a little bit more paternal, calm, a calming presence, and someone that wanted to take younger characters under their wing. So I think he's a little bit of a reflection of where I am in life and he's kind of a dad, and that's what I am. I think it's pretty clear that it's Winnie the Pooh. That's my inspiration. It's not that deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's Winnie the Pooh. I like to make characters that tend to they look one way, but they're another, actually. So what you see is not what you get. And from there, I mean, that's a writing trope, but from there I start to build. He's a big, old bear man with a scar over his eye, and he's got gray in his temples and his beard, and he's got armor that looks like it was scratched up. So you'd expect a larger voice, maybe someone gruff, maybe someone angry. So my first thing there was I just want to flip the script on what you see is not what you get. From there, I start to come up with a voice for the character, like who is this guy, basically. What motivates him? Why did we get there? And that's how I start to build backwards into a story. I intentionally created probably the oldest character of the group, the oldest character that I played, someone that has lived a life already and has lost something and just wants to give back. I started hinting that there was that he lost his wife, so unfolding that story, he used to worship a different god. He's a little salty towards Sunny because she worships Ray. He used to worship Ray, and he no longer does, and I can't wait till we get to explore that. After I work through all of that, is where does this character fit as a class? This is probably a frustrating point for Matthew, is once I think I've got the class and the voice and the story, that character can't just, you can keep everything the same and he can be a fighter. Like, no, I can't do that because Eleazar is a cleric and I've never played one before. But as I said before, I kind of wanted to take more of a paternalistic role with the group, and I thought someone that's not trying to make every kill or doesn't need to blow up the bad guy with magic, and someone who's just trying to keep people alive would be beneficial. That's kind of my process. No one else can play it. It's me. It's a piece of me. That's what I'm going to do. Otherwise, I'm not a very good actor, so I can't just make up something completely off the spot.
I have had dreams. That's why I'm here.
Oh, go on.
I've had dreams of the end of the world.
You're crazy.
Yeah. That's what I thought. My bee talks to me as well.
I have an uncle who works for Bethesda, and before that he worked for Wizards of the Coast. So growing up, every time we'd go on vacation, we went as a family, and it was beach week, we'd go there, and he'd bring whatever he was working on. And I remember one year, I believe it was Dungeons and Dragons. I was probably 10, and I was like, okay, whatever, this means nothing to me. I play sports. So then I got older, and I started to like Lord of the Rings and things like that. And I believe I had just gotten married, and me and Matthew on Xbox 360 decided to play Diablo 3. And that game hooked me to kind of the RPG model, and especially the way they do it, that it keeps you playing because every time you kill something, you get slightly better loot that looks cooler and cooler. So you just plow hours into this thing and you go, whoa, where did the time go? But man, my character is so strong now. And it was around that time we had a friend who asked us if we wanted to play D&D. And I was like, I don't know. And then he said, it's kind of like, Matthew said, it's kind of like Diablo. And I said, okay. And we started playing, I don't know, a decade ago, 11 years ago now, in Matthew's dining room, on a table with Lego characters as our people. And the DM, Rod, at that time was just drawing maps by hand, and we were putting like black paper over things to expose the map as we walked through. And I thought, this is so much fun. That was where I first created my first character, who's a rogue, and I'll just fondly remember that. So it was probably a decade ago, roughly, that one of our friends said it's like Diablo, but in your brain. And it's even better than that, actually. And Matthew's got a game this time that there's a lot of, I would say, like whodunit, who's lying to you, and that just intrigues me. So I would prefer role-playing at this point of my D&D career. And the way Matthew wanted to play this campaign was a slower growth, meaning, not every 5 episodes are we leveling up. The way we were even going to roll hit dice on long rest was completely different. So there's things that Jake, want to get out of it, selfishly, which is I want to tell a story of loss to love, basically, which is the direction I want him to go. But then that's just me. As a player in a team, where I think I'm going to get the most enjoyment is we have a lot of new players at this table, 2 of which never played before, Pam and Alex, and one of which I sit next to, Mercy. She's played a couple of times offline, but her she's stepping into the big leagues right away. And I want to see Mercy, Pam, and Alex have such a good time that they want to play this game forever. I think Erwin, Bree's character, just demolishing the 2-headed owlbear. I think watching, because I know Bree outside of this game, and watching the real Bree come out in this like 12-second instance of playing her character was a lot of fun to watch her just be so excited. I knew she rolled well. She critted again, and just the party and the table exploded in an eruption of just, that was joy, and everybody's just dumbfounded. I thought that was really cool. I also thought that Lucky, most recently, when she was negotiating from a tree branch with the person from the Velvet Whisper, was really cool, because when that lady said dagger or coin, I did not expect her to do both, if you want me, which was such a ballsy move, and I loved it so much. And then she rolled well, and that was really cool. So those 2 moments just have happened recently that I thought that was awesome. My name is Eleazar Ursa of Honeyclaw, and I am a cleric of Lunithio. Or I'm trying to be, at least. I used to be part of the Melinda, and a paladin of Ray, but there were circumstances that changed my course in life. I wandered around for quite a bit, 7 to 8 years to be exact, with a bunch of hippie druids. They were great people who were chasing the moonstag. I decided that being a druid wasn't quite for me. Eventually, I started to have dreams. I know not where they come from. I have ideas. I have thoughts. I have ponderings. I think quite a bit. When I'm not thinking, I'm doing. And when I'm doing, I'm helping. And what I like to do is help those younger than me. And one of these dreams sent me on the journey I'm on today, wandering throughout Jasmine, finding the group that I would be a brick in the wall with. And I believe the Drakes are just that. I think Lunithio has pointed me to them. My wandering is slowing, and hope is for the taking.